It's the same date. It's December 15th, 2022, Thursday. But I want to make this a separate video because I spent all day Wednesday the other day uh, and Tuesday the day before uh, working up letters for City Council in the Las Cruces Sun News. What I did is I wrote an editorial on why Las Cruces needs a moratorium on permitting new gas stations. And I had approached one city councilor in the permits department about this last month, and I never got any answer from anybody. So I wanted to get publicity in the newspaper about it, and I wanted to let all the other city council women, there's 5 of them, know about my efforts. So I included the editorial in and then my previous letters to the permits departments and so forth. Now, as radical as this may seem to some people, this is a fairly simple concept, really. Number one, there's a lot of gas stations out there. No one's hurting for finding a gas station. So if you had a moratorium on issuing permits for brand new gas stations, it would likely not impact anyone. And one of the things I was trying to find out from the permits department is how many permits for new gas stations had been issued in the last 5 years. But I didn't get an answer. And this is why I wanted to get Las Cruces Sun News involved, is possibly they could do some inquiries and get someone to have a meeting with me and answer these questions. The other thing is it need not be permanent. If the need arose for a new gas station, there was a shortage of gas stations, they could always start issuing permits again. But also, one of the caveats you could put in the new rule would be that anyone who wanted to refurbish a gas station that was existing, they could. They just couldn't add new pumps. However, they could add new charging infrastructure for electric cars. In other words, let's say they had 10 pump islands, they could refurbish them, but they still could only have 10 pump islands. But if they wanted to add, let's say, 4 electric DC fast chargers for electric cars, they could. Another way to do this is simply only allow new gas station permits that would install electric charging infrastructure, at least 2 to 4 DC fast charging stations, or at least level 2. The thing about level 2, though, is you really can't get much good out of them. Even a couple hours of charging might only get you 20 miles of range or something. So it's really not worthwhile to install those at gas stations, I do not believe. So anyway, I mailed all this off, and I sent it all by email. And I also listed all the pollutants that come out of gas and diesel cars that affect human health. I was watching Kiwi EV the other day, and he made a really hilarious comment down there in New Zealand where he lives. He was in traffic with behind a diesel truck, and he was talking about all the pollutants that harm human health coming out of these things, and why do we still allow them? And he says they shouldn't call it diesel at all. They should call it diesel. And that's where I'm coming from. And of course, even gasoline. You can't call it diesel, but it's really obnoxious stuff. And once you own an electric car and you're in city traffic, and let's say you've forgotten to close the open set the car to recirc so you're not bringing in any outside air. Sometimes you forget that, and the next thing you know, you got a car full of fumes. But once you own an electric car, it's almost like being an ex-smoker. You become a lot more sensitive to this because you don't have to in your own garage, and when you're around your own car, you don't smell any of these fumes or hear the racket, the noise that gas and diesel cars make either. So again, watch this space down the road. Maybe there'll be some developments. I'm trying to stir the pot on this, and I don't expect City Council here to pass any such ordinance or new rule or anything like that. I'd like to get it out there in the public discussion though, and then they can say no if that's what they want to do. But I want to get the public to be aware of this as even a concept. I mean, gas and diesel cars are being banned in Europe and in some states in the United States. And so a gas station ban in and of itself is far less onerous than this. Of course, it would be more immediate. And it kind of sends a symbolic message to people that the fossil fuel car days are numbered and they're ending. And people need to start thinking about this. So, there you have it. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy dieseling, I think. Bye.